Happy Thursday! I'm Miss Shannon, and today I'll be reading Chapter 11 of Big Nate in a Class by Himself. Chapter 11. This stupid fortune, I complain, crumpling the paper into a tiny ball, has been nothing but trouble. But for the rest of us, it's been non-stop entertainment. Hee hee hee. How would your face like to entertain my fist? I snap. Nate, the day's not over yet, says Francis. The fortune could still come true during science. Snort. Come, wake up, Rip Van Dorkel, I say. Nothing good ever happens in science. Not with Professor Chuckles running the show. Professor Chuckles, Teddy snickers. That's funny. Don't let Mr. Galvin hear you call him that, Francis says. He won't think it's funny. He never thinks anything's funny, I point out. He's stiff as a board. You can say that again, says Francis. People say he's never laughed ever. Maybe he had his sense of humor surgically removed. Something just clicked. Guys, that's it, I say excitedly. The way for me to surpass all others, I'll do something nobody's ever done. I'll make Mr. Galvin laugh. Francis stares at me like he thinks I'm crazy. You're crazy, he says. Don't you remember when we looked at all those old yearbooks in the library? Sure I do. We were trying to find funny pictures of the teachers, bad haircuts, goofy looking clothes, stuff like that. We dug out a bunch of yearbooks, going back 30 or 40 years. It was hilarious. Look at Mrs. Godfrey. Ha 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 ha. She only had 2 chins back then. Mr. Galvin's been teaching at PS 38 since the Jurassic period. Another one of my nicknames for him is G-Rex. So, we found plenty of pictures of him. They're all formal shots. Has Mr. Galvin ever been informal? There were candids. You can't call them action shots since he's such a fossil. There was even a photo of him with his hair replacement system phase. All the photos had one thing in common. Mr. Galvin wasn't smiling in any of them. If nobody's ever seen him smile, Francis says as we head for the science lab, how do you expect to make him laugh? Ha ha ha, nice plugs. Hey, if anybody can do it, I can, I say. I crack people up all the time. Yeah, but not on purpose, Teddy chuckles. Bring! The bell. That's my cue. Let the laughs begin. I decide to start with some good old-fashioned visual humor. There's nothing like a few strategically placed pencils. Hello, nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. Take your seat. Nuts, I say as I reach my desk. No reaction. Here's a reaction, Teddy says. I'll never, ever borrow a pencil from you again. I'm just warming up, I say. Watch this. I'm going to plan B. Please open your textbooks to page, Mr. Galvin starts to say. I raise my hand. Mr. Galvin, I have a science question for you, I say. How can you tell a male chromosome from a female chromosome? You pull down its genes. Wait, was that a hint of a smile? Did he start to laugh for half a second? Sit down. Guess not. Psst. Mr. Comedy, Francis whispers. You're bombing. Butt out, I hiss back. I still haven't hit him with my best material. I pull a page from my notebook. It's a Dr. Cesspool comic I've been working on, and it's almost done. I whip out my drawing pen and put the finishing touches on the last panel. This is guaranteed to crack him up. Mr. G, I say, approaching his desk, I have something to show you. He doesn't look up. Does it have anything to do with science? Absolutely, I answer. I hand him the comic. The main character is a doctor. The Wacky Adventures of Dr. Cesspool. Read on. Episode 17. One day in the operating room. Doctor, I'm a little nervous. Now, you're in good hands. I'm a brilliant surgeon. Well, maybe not brilliant, but I'm pretty good. I could perform the surgery with my eyes closed. Nurse, my blindfold. But blindfold? Now hand me that sharp thingy. The End by Nate Wright, comic genius. He doesn't laugh. Pretty much the opposite, actually. You're wasting my time, young man, he says. I'll keep this paper and that pen. We only use pencils in this class. Pluck. He jams my pen, my special drawing pen, into his shirt pocket. Rats. I'll never see that again. I trudge back to my seat. You're striking out, champ, Teddy whispers. You're just not tickling his funny bone. Tickling. It's worth a try. It's not like anything else is working. There's a feather duster over by the supplies cabinet. Mr. Galvin uses it to keep the test tubes and beakers clean. Easy now. Gotta be casual about this. I'll just ease up behind him, nab, and ticky, ticky, tick. What on earth are you doing? I was just, I start. Quiet, he roars. Just go to your desk and stay there. If I hear another peep out of you, I'll put you in detention for a week. What choice do I have? I shuffle to my desk, flop down into my chair, and stare straight ahead at a tiny dot on Mr. Galvin's shirt. The dot gets bigger and bigger and bigger. My pen. The cat must have come off inside his pocket. And here's the funny part. He hasn't even noticed. Snicker. Yes, he has. He stares me down. Do you find this amusing, Nate? I know I should say no, or at least try to keep a straight face. But something about that Mondo ink stain on Mr. Galvin's shirt is just, well, hilarious. I try to hold it in. I really do, but I can't. By the time I pull myself together, Mr. Galvin is handing me a pink slip for 5 hours of detention. Maybe someday I'll look back on this and laugh. That is the end of chapter 11. I will see you tomorrow with the last chapter in Big Nate, chapter 12. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.